How to optimize sleep to keep your brain supercharged. Sleep is the best meditation. The Dalai Lama. There is really nothing else we spend fully a third of our lives doing. Sleep is important for our cognitive functions, and regular solid sleep can make many other parts of our life go smoother. There's nothing worse than feeling tired throughout the day. Millions of people have issues with either not sleeping enough or not sleeping well. What can you do to sleep better? While experts will provide varying advice on many sleep topics, exercise is one that seemingly everyone agrees on. Getting regular exercise daily can really help to regulate the sleep schedule. In addition to wearing yourself out with exercise, a light snack before bed can also help going to sleep a little bit sooner. The key here is to not eat too much because that can make you bloated and uncomfortable, and that can backfire and make it harder to go to sleep. Alcohol and caffeine. While it is true that alcohol can relax you and help you go to sleep, the irony is that while you might go to sleep a little sooner, the quality of sleep may be worse because it can cause you to wake up more and also to toss and turn. Caffeine, as one would imagine, can keep you up and awake. Some experts say to cut out caffeine a full 6 hours a day prior to going to bed to make sure it does not interfere with getting to sleep. Preparing for sleep and optimizing sleep environment. It turns out our brains do not like distractions of any type when it comes to sleep. Bright lights like LEDs and others can actually trick our brains into thinking it is still daytime rather than dark. Many sleep experts say to cover up lights like dancing charging lights, laptops, television, and others to cut down on distractions. A fan or white noise producer can also drown out background noise and reduce any extra sounds that could distract us. While it is generally wise to be thrifty, experts say that investing in your sleep can pay large dividends. This is definitely one place not to skimp. A cheap mattress can cause back issues, so you make sure you do the research and invest in a mattress that is conducive to good sleep and rest. The same goes for pillows and sheets. A pillow that supports your head and neck is leaps and bounds better than a pillow that flattens out. Cool and comfortable sheets can also make your sleeping environment more enjoyable. While it sounds chilly, 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit is the guideline for optimal sleep. When it is too warm, it can make it harder to get and stay asleep. If you are cool, you can add layers in order to get comfortable. From a spiritual standpoint, many say meditating or praying before bed can be calming. Soft and light music can also ease our brains to sleep. Help! I can't sleep. If you are tossing and turning and you still just can't seem to get to sleep, some experts will recommend getting out of bed and doing a light activity such as reading to help the mood. Also, as previously mentioned, a light snack with milk can possibly help. Even a warm bath is known to aid in getting to sleep. There are some natural remedies like lavender, magnesium, valerian, chamomile, and melatonin. If all else fails, seek a doctor for a prescription or do a sleep study to get in-depth information on your individual issues. Conclusion: sleep is one of the most important parts of overall brain health. Without adequate sleep, it is unlikely that you are operating at your best. There are ways to monitor yourself through sleep apps and wearable devices like Fitbit or others that can measure sleep along with other statistics such as heart rate, walking steps, and many other things. When in doubt, monitor your sleep performance. You may well be surprised at the results. Take sleep seriously because a rested mind will perform much better. Action steps. As with many things, writing it down will help. Write down your sleep schedule and see how your cognitive performance relates to your sleep quality. Many agree that waking up at the same time every day can help regulate the sleeping schedule overall. Cut off devices an hour or two before laying down to sleep. Make sure to cover up any distracting LED or other lights that may be charging devices. Establish a daily exercise habit. Not only will it be good for your body, but also your mind. It can be a huge help in getting to sleep and sleeping well. In order to wake up more naturally, try to awake to lighter and softer sounds so that you are not jolted awake. Commit to optimizing your sleep for your best brain health and performance. How can you reinvent yourself? When things are bad, it's the best time to reinvent yourself. George Lopez. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. You're fired. No, you did not just get kicked off The Apprentice by Donald Trump. You actually were fired, or downsized, or laid off, or however Human Resources wants to frame it. But that doesn't matter, you have to start over. What do you do now? Or you have just had enough of 65-hour weeks with no raise or bonus for the last 3 years, and you've been passed over for promotions time and time again, although you were the best one for the job. Or you can actually tolerate your job and the people around you, but there is a voice inside your head telling you to finally act on that new business that has been swimming around in your head for the last 15 years. It really doesn't matter how you got here, but you are here. How do you reinvent yourself in order to give yourself the best shot of crushing the next chapter of your new life? While there is no real instruction manual for this, like most things in life that are complex, there are some things you can learn from those that have done it and rocked it. Commit to it. Don't start waffling now and don't look back. You will need to immerse yourself in this new phase, so a pity party is not what's on the roadmap. Network. If you are smart, you've been doing this all along with saving 9 to 12 months of living expenses, but who's counting? But now it's time to kick your networking into overdrive. The good news is this is the best time in history to utilize social media to network. Sites like LinkedIn, Twitter, and even Facebook can be great starting points. Use past, current, and also look to expand to form new connections. You will need them at some point. Have gratitude. This may seem counterintuitive. However, this is the healthy attitude to have. You are still alive and going, so the sky is the limit. There are no boundaries now with a fresh start. Use the knowledge you've gained in the past to foster new ideas. Learn, read, listen, watch, take courses. You get the picture here. There are so many ways to consume books and courses now, so there is really no excuse not to. You can use travel time to absorb audiobooks. You can take online courses, watch YouTube videos, print books, ebooks, and the list continues forever. While you have accumulated tons of knowledge from previous experiences, chances are you have a whole new vernacular to learn, and it is going to take a few years, so be patient. Expert reinventor James Altucher recommends 500 books. Yes, 500. That's not a misprint. Get a mentor. A mentor can save you tons of time that might otherwise be wasted by providing shortcuts. He or she has been there and has likely been where you are at some point, even if long ago. Listen with an open mind. Get away from your comfort zone and learn as much as you can from them. No one cares what you did before. While deep down in your heart you think there are some transferable skills and knowledge, no one else cares about that. Do not waste your time rehashing past accomplishments because they are not relatable to the current situation. Block out those close to you that do not understand or share your dreams and passion. When I made a major career switch, almost no one around me encouraged me. I got a lot of questions about why I was doing it. I did not feel the need to explain to those I knew were being condescending. Things did work out, but it did take a few years to really hit my stride. Again, patience is a virtue. Keep yourself healthy. Take time to exercise daily, eat well, and sleep well. You're going to need all your energy to pull this off. If you're not feeling well, your performance will likely show that. Conclusion. This can be an exciting but stressful time. Under ideal circumstances, you will have saved some money, you will have the support of family and friends, and you will be healthy, grateful, and patient. However, in the real world, things are seldom that easy, as you know. Take things in stride and try to let the hope and motivation for the future get you past any stormy weather. Be prepared for at least several years of work before getting the desired results. Set goals along the way and readjust your plans when necessary. Some people have done this multiple times in a lifetime, so take comfort in the fact that you know it can be done. Action steps. Take the leap and don't look back. Be ready for the learning process and be patient. Action, action, action. You can still take steps while learning. Do not be afraid of making mistakes or failing. It is part of the process and everyone fails sooner or later. Use your network and continue building it. It is one of your best allies. Use your network to find a mentor that will speed up the learning curve. Ways to manage stress. It's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. Lou Holtz. Everyone has some level of stress. It is a function of the human body's nervous system. At times, our stress levels can get higher depending on outside factors, and this can lead to feeling overwhelmed by the stressors. When stress levels elevate, it can impact us physically, mentally, and emotionally. It can also affect those around us if we do not learn to manage it properly. Best practices for managing stress. There are obvious stressors that come from large life events like marriage, moving, divorce, starting a new job or business, having children, buying a home, and others. In addition to the big ones, there is a day-to-day stress like traffic, a cranky boss, financial problems, and so on. While some are temporary and some are continuous, the stress should be handled with healthy coping strategies. Some of the coping strategies are exercise. This is one of the best coping mechanisms. It reduces overall stress and also helps sleep. Relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, massage, music therapy, meditation, prayer, yoga, tai chi, and guided positive imagery are all examples of relaxation techniques that can be helpful in managing stress. Task management. Review the trusty old to-do list. Break down large projects into smaller ones so that they seem more manageable. Prioritize tasks in order to become more efficient. Are there tasks on your list that you can delegate to someone else or eliminate altogether? Keep a journal of things that cause stress and include how you felt. What was your reaction to it, and what actions you took to improve the situation? Laugh and make time for leisure activities and things you like to do on a daily basis. Everyone deserves some free time for themselves. Do not feel guilty. This will keep you fresh and pleasant to be around. Focus on the basics like sleeping and eating well. Try to optimize your sleep patterns and do not overdo caffeine, sugar, and alcohol. Stop smoking. Do I have to even remind you of that? The 4 A's of stress management according to the Mayo Clinic. According to the Mayo Clinic blog, the 4 A's of stress management are avoid, alter, adapt, and accept. These are detailed more as follows. Avoid. Learn to say no to undesirable tasks that do not create value or happiness in your lives or others' lives. Avoid the people that stress to the best of your ability. Remember the 80-20 rule that 80% of our happiness likely comes from 20% of the people you interact with regularly, so now may be a great time to evaluate those around you to see who should make the cut. You don't necessarily have to cut them off totally. However, you can reduce the amount of time significantly to manage stress. To a certain extent, you can control your environment, so create a calm atmosphere. Dissect the task list to see what items are unnecessary. Alter. Here is where you can look at trying to balance the schedule in order to allot for things you like to do and not just things you have to do. Instead of keeping feelings inside that will eventually burst out, express your feelings to others and it will likely be reciprocated. Compromise where necessary, especially with family members, in order to keep the peace. Adapt. First of all, begin this A by having a grateful attitude. While we all want more from life, chances are you have it pretty good. So be thankful for what you have instead of dwelling on the things that you do not have. Evaluate the big picture and ask yourself if the stressor will even matter later. If not, let it go. Stop trying to be perfect all the time. Accept. We all know this but seem to forget it at times. Some things are out of your control, so try not to overly stress on these things. You simply can't control others' actions, so focus on you because there are always things you can do better. Develop a positive state of mind by looking at the bright side of things and find a different way of looking at issues so that you are not dwelling solely on the negative. Forgive those that have wronged you. This may be the hardest part of all for many. If you can do this, you will definitely reduce some stress ghosts from the past that still seem to haunt you. Conclusion. The real foundation of managing stress is developing the feeling that you are in control of your life for the most part. Certain things are outside of your control, but it is not wise to stress over the things outside of personal control. What is the way you look at stress? Do you take responsibility for it, or do you tend to blame everyone and everything else? Try to remember our bodies are wired to have a certain amount of stress as a protection mechanism. Accept it as a part of life and accept things you can't directly control, and you will go a long way in reducing stress. Action steps. Evaluate your task list and eliminate unnecessary items. If you can't get rid of it, can you delegate it? Learn to accept things that you can't control. Develop healthy coping habits such as exercise or finding time for things that you enjoy. Make this a daily habit. Accept stress as a part of life, but do not let it overwhelm you.